So, hi everyone. This is episode number 11 of Meet the PhDs, and today we have someone special in today's episode. He's a friend of mine with whom I did my undergraduate studies, and we started working in the same laboratory while we were studying our biotechnology course at SRM University. So, let me introduce you to him. His name is Kannan. Hi, Kannan.
Hi, Shelly. Thanks for letting me do my silly intro. But yeah, I'm Kannan, and Shelly and I have known each other for like what, 7 years now?
Yes, it's almost 7 to 8 years. Exactly.
7 to 8 years. So I'm very happy and glad that you invited me to be a part of your channel. I'm like super excited. So
Thank
make
you.
me go viral, okay? Yeah.
All right. So yes, we did share a common passion, and that's neuroscience, and that's how it started. And it's amazing to still have been connected through the same passion. And I'm glad, actually, Kannan, that you're joining this session. And I'm sure your insights and your experiences will be super helpful to all the viewers. And let's begin with like a basic introduction that you're doing your PhD in Texas and you're currently in your fourth year. And I have a
I
question
can.
to ask, so let's begin with this. Is that in which
Mhm.
field and department you're pursuing your PhD, and what's the research question that you're trying to answer?
Okay, so as most of us who have done or like in the final stages of PhD, we plan something, but something else happens.
Yes.
So I started with neurobiology, and so one of my main interests from school, was stem cells and neurodegenerative diseases.
Yes.
And I was like really happy to find a lab which did both. So we were using human pluripotent stem cells, uh, more specifically induced pluripotent stem cells.
Yes.
So there was no fetuses involved. We just take the fibroblasts from the skin and then we make them into any cell type we want. We can make them into neurons, and then we can study Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, addiction. So for some time I was studying the addiction and dopamine neurons in a dish, actual human dopamine neurons instead of like a
Interesting.
mouse model, and also studying Alzheimer's in a dish with human neurons as disease progresses. Most of the Alzheimer patients, we get samples only in the postmortem, and so due to this iPSC technology, you can see the progression of disease from the birth of a neuron till it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and uh, and due to some factors, my lab got closed, and we will discuss it when the question comes further. Why? And because everybody has to know these things when they're studying PhD. Now I'm still working on stem cells in the iPSCs, but I'm making immune cells. Actually, that's mostly what Sherry, we were working on in our undergrad. Remember
Yes.
the cytokines, the T cells, beta cells, and the dendritic cells. So I'm making those cell types from this stem cells.
Mm-hmm.
So these stem cells are so versatile that you can make any type of tissue or the cell that you need. So due to this COVID and everything, we cannot go around collecting blood from patients to get immune cells. So in lab, we already have established stem cells from the patients which we got before COVID, and we can derive human dendritic cells and macrophages from them. So right now, I'm working on that, and how these genetic cells take up vaccinations or diseases, and how they present it to the T helper cells.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm still working on my older projects, so it's like a neuro slash immuno slash microbiology slash uh, project that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could actually, I was about to say that I could imagine, but it's hard to even imagine how hard it would have been to switch at this stage, because I've known some people who switch topics at second year, that is still mid PhD, but this is
Yes,
towards the end. And
yes.
I would really want you to tell us, how did you feel? What were the things that were going on in your mind? It's not just about, the shift in the topic, but there are so many other things that you have to handle. So
Yes.
I would be actually delighted if you would share those insights of yours, and also for somebody who would probably, like, God forbid if somebody has to go through this stage, but it's a great learning anyways. And how did
Yes. Um,
you overcome all that to
Surely,
be a nice guy?
I think we can do this at the little bit on the end,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it's going to be a little bit a downer. So let's do this in a little bit in the end. Let's do some more
Definitely. Yeah.
questions in the beginning if it's okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, concerning, I think, like, let's stick with first the neurobiology part of it, because that's what you started your PhD with, right?
Yeah.
So, my question would be that why did you choose this field, and what was the moment like when you decided to pursue your PhD in this field? Um,
So um, the moment I wanted to pursue a PhD is completely different from the moment I chose neuroscience. Because when I
okay.
chose neuroscience, or when anybody chose anything they want to become, they had no idea what a PhD is, because we were
Okay.
so young. I didn't even have idea what a PhD is when I chose neuroscience. So even I wrote this in my what is the personal statement that we used to write for the
SOP.
applying in the grad school SOPs.
Yeah.
So
Or letter of motivation, letter of intent. Yeah.
this is actually what happened. So we have grandparents. I have my grandma. She's very sick. She had problems everywhere. One of her problems was also in the brain. So we used to go to one of these really famous neuro doctor in Chennai.
Mhm.
I don't know who is watching this would know Dr. Logomuthu Krishnan. He's like really established. He wrote books in Tamil, the mother tongue, so people can understand about brain. So
Mhm.
when we go there, he used to give me those books. He would like sit down and teach me with the brain models, and he would say, like, when I was in fourth or fifth grade, he taught me, explained to me what a blood-brain barrier is. Like,
Wow.
yeah, he told me this is like a watchman standing in front of the gate of the brain. He would tell you like, hey, you can go in. No, you cannot go in. You can go in. So he's like a guy with a stick. I was like, oh, there is a guy with a stick in my brain, telling who can go in and who cannot. Like, so, and he has this beautiful small books with like brain in my language, which is written, and all the basics are explained in it. That was something very interesting, and made a very good initial expression no,
Impact on
initial
you.
impact on my brain. But after that, a lot of things happened.
Mhm.
I got more interested in chemistry during my ninth and 10th grade, and then I stumbled upon organic chemistry, and then I was like, nope, not doing this anymore. And chose an amazing biology teacher in my 11th and 12th grade, and amazing science teachers around my fourth grade, like um, Radhika ma'am, and in 11th and 12th grade there was Batmani ma'am.
Mhm.
Like, she made biology so beautiful that I cannot look back at chemistry anymore. So, like, the teachers, they have so much impact on you, right? So her teaching style and how she made everything so interesting. And so 11th and 12th I decided it's biology. I still didn't know it was going to be neuro
Mhm.
until I joined Dr. Tyagarajan sir's lab, where we were working together in his lab. We
Yes.
did this immuno, neuro, and
Endocrine.
endocrine interactions.
Yeah.
S- So at that time, I set my foot on, like, you know what, let's do neuro. And that's when during the college, everybody was like applying for PhDs and whatnot. And then I was like, yeah, okay, then this looks like the way to go,
Yes.
and higher
The
education in
standard procedure,
neuroscience.
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was not a single day's decision, but like a life event that took me through various paths and finally ended up where I am. And I'm pretty sure it's going to change much in the future too, so we
Yes,
don't know.
that's a very good insight. And I'm actually really surprised, and I love the fact that you mentioned about the blood-brain barrier. Did you actually know the term by itself when you were in fourth grade?
No, he just said that, but he did not.
That's
I did not remember it at that time. I only knew there was like a. But when I was again studying biology and stuff in 11th, it kind of came back to me. It's like, hey,
yeah.
I know this. And I was a very a quirky child. And as soon as I heard the name, I was like, this is the watchman in the brain. It's like, what, man, what? No, no, no. I mean, like, so yeah, it disturbed the class a lot in my 10th and ninth grades. So even 11th and 12th grade, I think. So yeah, that was was a good experience, I would say.
I didn't know it. It was like it was so long ago that you had a
Yeah,
seed sown in your mind. That's beautiful, actually. That's beautiful.
Yes, so the visits, like I grow with my grandma to that clinic, I didn't know it was going to make an impact much later on in my life.
Yes.
And it was good. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I also really like that those books were in Tamil so that like the local people could also read it.
Yeah,
Because often these complicated things are in like some other mother tongue, and then it's
yes,
hard to grasp the concept because you're scared to actually read them because they are in a different language and not in your mother tongue. So it's
exactly.
already causing a barrier, right?
After you started a YouTube channel, I had this idea too. So I want to explain neuroscience concepts or biology concepts in Tamil to the 6 million audience we have back home,
Wow.
Yeah, so it's the idea in my mind. I was actually also in a discussing with my other friend. In another YouTube video. She's also has a YouTube channel. We did like a graduate students react to memes kind of thing.
Yes,
So I was pitching this idea to her, like, hey, I want to do this in my
that's
mother
a nice
tongue.
idea. Yeah.
So yeah, but this lab thing just got settled down. So I want to graduate as soon as possible. Maybe I can when I find time. But
Yeah, but yeah, just try to work on it in parallel and slowly grow it. Like, I mean, I
definitely.
also don't have enough time to work on the YouTube
Mm,
part, but maybe like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And
mm,
I mean, it is also with the help of you guys that you also spend so much time. So then I'm also like feeling, okay, I can do this with you guys.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And then what was the moment like when you decided to pursue your PhD in this field? As you, I think, mentioned, is that it was a series of events and not just like one particular time, right?
Yeah. So as every Indian parent wants to, my dad wanted me to become a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, when we finished the 12th grade and we were like giving exams, I did not want to become a doctor, but I didn't know what a PhD was. So I told him I want to go into this pure science field like MSc biology or BSc biology.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents were against this. No, you won't get a job. No, you
Yes,
can't do
exactly.
that.
That's
You,
the
you can't do a BSc 3 year MSc course. But I wanted to do just science. I didn't want to do medicine or anything.
concern.
So at that time, I knew I just want to pursue just pure science. And but anyway, we ended up in biotechnology. Oh, that's a beautiful story. Why I selected biotechnology in the SRM, and in that, how it led to me finding PhD. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to. If
And then
is it
you're
okay? I
already
can tell.
directing me to the next question so I can actually shoot that question and then
Yeah,
answer. So,
definitely.
why did you choose this field and what was the moment like is fine? And then, do you like the research in general? What sparked your interest in research? So, maybe this is in a way connected, I would say, but since you mentioned, and I would actually be interested to know how did you end up in biotechnology and SRM and
Yeah.
what's that like?
So this happened in my 12th grade. So I remember I had a really good biology teacher in my 10th grade who made me so much interested in biology, Batmani ma'am, that I chose the biology field group 1 in my 11th and 12th grade in a
Mm-hmm.
different school. And these guys would take only the top 5 rank who got ranks to SRM University and show them the research labs. So when I was in 11th and 12th grade, I was begging her. I was like, how does this make sense? Just take me too. It doesn't matter, like what does first 5 ranks even mean?
Yeah.
So, but they would be like, no, 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 no. If you want to go, you go study in SRM and go to the lab and do research there. That's what they said. And I was like, okay. I finished my plus two. I went and joined in the biotechnology lab, and then I was in Dr. Tarajan's lab in the first year, and then 5 students from my school came to visit the lab. I was like, yeah, this is who I was waiting for. So they
I
were
like the
so
bonding spirit
mean.
there, Kannan. That's nice. That's nice. That's the spirit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so we joined the best lab, and that's what I wanted to chase,
That
because
was
you
a
can't
good lab.
just.
Really good lab. Yeah.
So, and there I got some amazing friends like you, and noteworthy would be definitely you were ahead of me in planning and
Oh.
everything. Okay, you, Mantavya, and even my class students like Priyanka, Akila, they were all like PhD, PhD, PhD. Like honestly, that's when I even knew that there is something called as a direct PhD, and
Mm.
like during second year, you guys are already planning and you guys have already started everything. I was just dumb guy doing lab work and sitting in Java Green. So I had no idea what to do after that. So
But
and
but wait a second. I have to tell the audience that this guy, he got his PhD and I got my master's first. So basically, it's not about when you start planning. Well, it really matters when you plan, but there is also a different way through which you can enter, right? So now both of us are
exactly.
PhD, but he already, like, from his BTech, he then got directly into a PhD, which is an achievement, Kannan. I mean, I would really want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I still think that's something really great that changed the entire course of my life, you know. It's very competitive. I'm like super lucky to find my mentor here. The first lab I'm in, he interviewed me and then he saw my potential and then he took
Mhm.
me in.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
like super grateful for Dr. Asif Maroof for bringing me to UTSA. It's like without him, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, but without, definitely you played a major role too in the lab. She would be like writing SOPs secretively, like, Shelly, what are you doing, why are you not showing me those things, which school are you applying to? You know, at that time I was like, oh my god, I should do something too, I'm like wasting my time here.
I don't know if I motivated you that much to know. That's good.
Yes, definitely.
Hmm?
You in the lab, you played a really major role for me in applying for PhD,
Okay.
as well as other
Other.
seniors, like, you know, Soha Didi, as well as they talk about this master programs.
Yes.
Hima ma'am, Udayana, you know, they all talk
Yeah.
about what the higher education stuff
Yeah.
is going on.
Yeah.
Um, Tyagarajan says he told about PhD. You
Yeah.
know, you should do PhD definitely. So
I think the
I think
credit goes to him. The credit
definitely,
goes to also the seniors who were in
yeah,
the lab. So this is just to tell the viewers that we worked in a lab since our first year. Actually, Kannan joined since his first year, and I started since my second year. And it was a great learning there. And we all the names that we mentioned right now were the names of the seniors in the lab, like people who were in their third year or fourth year of their undergraduate studies, or the PhD students, or our direct advisor by itself, right? So
yeah, yeah. We started our research career in the same lab at the kind of the same time. So yeah, not a big difference. You came 6 months after me, I think.
yes, 6 months.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah. You came 6 months after me. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, So yeah, honestly, your seniors could do miracles. Your peers, the support from your peers and your seniors is really important if you want to get because they already did this and they know what's happening, what can go wrong, and
Mm.
it will be difficult. You would meet difficult people who wouldn't help you, but you will also meet really good people who would help you.
I
Okay.
love that point. I love that point.
Yes. So do not fear asking people for help. Okay. Always ask what is the best thing they can say. They can say no. Okay. That's it. Like if you have the courage to ask somebody out, you could have the courage to ask about a PhD program or how to apply for this program. Okay. It's less embarrassing. So, and yeah, so go ahead and pester people. Okay, my teachers literally call my mom and complain that I'm asking too many questions in my 5th to 10th grade. So just keep asking questions to
I think
whoever you
that's the
see.
best quality, because I think even during your PhD, it's not about the techniques. It's about molding your thinking. It's about learning how to ask right questions and
Mm,
then forming a right approach to then address those right questions. So then
yes.
it's not just about that you get your degree and you basically just take up a project and just work on it. No, it's not like that. There's
Yeah.
a whole set of process that goes on, and that by itself is required for a researcher to have a successful career later on.
And I want to talk about something really important in this PhD career that I had a really tough time in the beginning. I still
Mhm.
have a tough time.
Yeah,
The anxiety associated with reaching out to people. Okay, you
yeah,
always have this anxiety. Okay, I know this is a new PI or a new collaboration. Am I like troubling him too much? Is he gonna say no? If you're gonna say no, the answer is not gonna change until you ask. Okay,
yeah.
let's say that you're waiting on something, a collaboration to happen. You're waiting for a reply from a professor. Is new, you don't know him that much or anything. So do not hesitate to email him again. Okay, you will. email is not going to change his answer ever. Okay, either he already decided yes or he already decided no, but you just need to know as soon as possible and to move on. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
maybe let's finish it up fast, and then we
yeah.
can address these issues when we discuss about the mental health part, because I
Oh,
feel
definitely.
you're
Yeah,
really well in that domain. So
yeah.
maybe you could also address other issues. But yeah, wrap it up. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Like, let me do it shortly. There will be anxiety associated with reaching out to people, but you gotta really, really work on it. If you
Mhm.
are just anxious and not reach out to people, you miss plenty of options. My first 2 years, it was like that. So I am still working on it. I'm not good at it. You know, reach
But
out.
that's a process. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, reach out to people. Always reach out to people.
Yeah.
Never feel shy reaching out to people.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.